Just look at it. Exactly like the pictures in the guidebook. I'll bet it's a fantastic view from up there.
Oh, Jane, we're not going all the way up to the top, are we?
You don't have to, but I certainly am.
Well, you know how I feel about heights.
I didn't come all the way up here just to look at it from ground level. Besides, we'll get some great pictures. Come on, Kathy.
Whatever you say, Jane.
I was dreaming.
No.
It was a scream. A woman's scream.
An animal or someone having a nightmare. Good night, Miss Pendy. Morning.
Paul. I've forgotten to get the girl to pack you a lunch.
Don't bother, I'll be back before then.
No, I'll do it myself.
I said, don't bother. Okay? Oh, by the way, did you and Arthur get into another fight last night?
No, why?
You didn't hear it then?
Hear what?
Doesn't matter. See you.
For heaven's sake.
Just want to have a look at the paper.
You know, I don't like people to see you like that. We have a standard to it.
I know. We have a standard to maintain. What does she can do to see her egg? Anything there?
What do you think? Bills as usual. I didn't hear you come to bed last night.
Sat up for a while.
I know. I found the bottle. Number 4 is taken, so don't disturb her.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jane? Jane? Good morning.
Good morning. Miss Moore, isn't it? I'm Alice Lewis. You met my husband last night.
Oh, indeed we did. Well, she's up bright and early this morning.
I beg your pardon?
My cousin Jane. We were going down to the river this morning, but I didn't think she'd make it, not after that drive yesterday. Anyway, when she gets back, would you please tell her that I am having my breakfast?
Yes, of course.
Morning.
I do wish you'd tell me these things. You said we only had one arrival last night.
Aye?
One arrival, 2 people. Where'd you put the other girl, 7?
What other girl?
Miss Moore's cousin.
You got it wrong again. Miss Moore arrived alone.
Come on, Arthur. Don't be silly.
By 9:30, Catherine Moore, American from Los Angeles, arrived alone, went straight up to her room. Number 4. You check the register.
Oh, well, I did. Well, Arthur, I've just this moment been talking to her. She asked about her cousin. I got the impression she was staying here.
Got the wrong impression then, didn't you? Check the register. Always check the register.
Good morning, Mrs. Lewis. Good morning, Miss Pendy. Everything all right?
Very nice, thank you. Very nice.
Miss Moore, you must think me awfully stupid, but, well, what time do you expect your cousin?
Well, any minute now, I assume. The river's not very far, is it?
The river.
Well, unless she changed her mind and took a stroll down through the village. At any rate, she's going to hate missing this
Miss Moore,
breakfast.
you are
It's
speaking as though your cousin were already staying here.
Oh, but she is.
Oh, but...
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. There's been some mistake. I know that you weren't here last night when we arrived, but I'm sure your husband will explain it to you.
Excuse me. She must be mad. Or were you just too drunk last night to remember? Is that it?
Yeah,
The American girl, Arthur, she insists her cousin was staying here, too.
Miss Moore.
Mr. Lewis.
Morning.
Good morning. I hope you got things straightened out. Well, I mean your wife. She seemed a little confused. I hope you explained.
Explain what?
About my cousin Jane.
Arrived here last night.
Yes, that's right. You see,
Miss Moore, I checked you in. Just you. You were alone.
What is this? Some kind of quaint old English custom or something? Where's Jane?
What are you up to? You out to make trouble?
Just a minute.
No, I'm...
You arrived here last night, together with your cousin. Is that what you're saying?
Yes,
Then
of course,
she would have had to sign the register. I never overlooked that.
No matter what, he never overlooks that.
Well, she signed the register. She signed it. Right?
I think I better call a doctor.
No. Now, wait a minute. Now, you took our bags up. You said the porter was off duty.
Well, Parmenter was off last
Yes,
night.
indeed, I did take your bags up. Just yours. You were alone.
You put me in number 4, right?
Yes.
And then you put my cousin Jane in number 7. Number 7! Number 7!
I brought her luggage up.
And now look, if this is some kind of joke, it's gone far enough. I get it now. Jane put you up to this, didn't she? All right, where is she?
Miss Moore, why don't you come downstairs, have a cup of tea, and lie down for a while?
Now, wait a minute. There was a large tartan case and a small brown leather bag with her name on it. Why are you lying? Why is he lying?
He's not lying. Why should he lie to you?
Wait a minute. Jane Howard. Tall, American, brunette. He even made a joke about that. Gentlemen prefer blondes, but I'm no gentleman.
Woman's up a nut.
No, Jane was
I'm going
here.
to get a doctor.
Look, I don't need a doctor. There was somebody else. The lady who was down there at breakfast
Miss
now.
Pendy.
Yes, that one, yes.
Then ask her.
Excuse me.
Yes?
Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were at breakfast just now.
No, before that. Last night, you were sitting just here.
Yes, I was
watching
television.
Yes.
I like this big screen, you see, and I usually
And you
down...
saw me check in last night about 9:30.
Ah, was that when it was?
Then you did see me.
Yes, of course, dear.
And my friend.
Friend?
The girl who was with me, tall, brunette.
Yes.
Then you did see her.
Well, I must have seen her if you say she was here, but between you and me, dear, my eyesight isn't what it was. That's why I like this big screen, you see. Now, what did you say your friend looked like? Hmm?
You're satisfied?
Oh, for Pete's sake, am I going crazy?
That was our first assumption, yes.
No! Oh, Jane was here. Right here. I saw her. You saw her. She signed this red... Oh, what have you done to her? Where is she? Jane! Jane! Oh, what have you done? Jane!
Stop
Jane,
it! Stop
what have
it!
you done to
Stop
her?
it! Stop it! You're going to leave this hotel now. There'll be no charge, but you're going to get into your car and leave.
Leave?
Yes, we don't want any trouble.
I can't leave. Not without Jane.
There wasn't any Jane.
You understand me?
Why, you think I'm crazy. But I think you're lying. Oh, we'll just let the police decide. Look, I can just as easily call from someplace else.
No, Alice, no, I promised you.
You were drinking
Yes,
last night.
I know I was drinking. I wasn't drunk, though. Knew exactly what I was doing. Her cousin was never here.
Miss Moore?
Yes.
My name's Dexter. This is Reeves, Michael Reeves.
How do you do?
It's a nice day. Now, you must be Mr. Lewis.
Yes. I'd like to say here and now this girl is either raving mad or else
Yes,
she's
well, we'll get to you in a moment,
causing...
sir, but first, I'd like to have a word with Miss Maud in private. Can you please suggest somewhere quiet?
Well, there's the bar. It isn't open yet.
Excellent.
If you would follow me.
Michael, would you?
Miss Moore?
We'll get to you in a moment. Right, you gave us the bare bones on the phone. Can we have some details, please?
Don't you ever learn?
And then, in London, we rented a car. The one outside. We drove straight down to the country. We, just wanted to roam around and look at some ancient monuments. And then, the last couple of nights we spent in a motel. Just Jane and me. We always got along. Always looked out for each other. Always. I told you we were cousins, didn't I?
Yes, you told us.
Yes, well, then last night, we came here. Jane and me. We came here. To this hotel. Here.
Mr. Lewis?
Yes?
Could you spare a moment, sir? Just exactly when did she drop this bombshell?
This morning when she came down to breakfast.
But last night, when she arrived registered, she seemed to write to you then.
Yes, of course. But knowing then that she was a nutcase.
Funny one. A very funny one. Convincing, though.
Don't believe her.
Look at the register.
I did. Yes, well, we'll get this cleared up as soon as we can, sir. You can never tell with women, can you? No, you can never tell with women. Follow me.
May I go up now, please?
I'm afraid not yet. We have to get the man's side of things. We do that, you know, even in a case of rape.
Nobody's been raped.
No body. Yes, that's the key word, isn't it? No body. Miss Moore says she had a friend. Your husband says no.
Well, if this girl had been here, there must
she
be
was
some sign of...
Yes. Well, we'll talk, shall we? Eh? Clear the air. Why don't we all sit down? Come on. That's better. Now, I've listened to Miss Moore, and she's convinced me. So now it's your turn, Mr. Lewis. You convince me. You stand firm on this?
Yes.
Yes. Well, the first thing to do is to make sure that Jane Howard does exist.
What you said?
Oh, you're certain, of course, but I have to be as well, don't I? Now, last night you stayed here, the night before you stayed where?
Just outside Bristol.
In a motel.
Yes.
Yes, you have proof?
Yes. Yes. I've been collecting these all along. A friend of mine back home has a collection. Here. That's where we stayed.
Michael. Check. Oh, and Michael, while you're about it, you might see if you can get Superintendent Davis over here.
Superintendent? Yes, sir.
Second opinion's always useful.
Would anyone like a drink? The bar is open.
Bit early for me.
Miss Moore, a brandy might put some sense into you.
No, thank you.
Well, I need one. Arthur?
Get you a drink, lad. I phoned the motel. You're in the register, Miss Moore. But no Jane Howard.
Yes, yes. You see, Jane was parking the car, so I registered for both of us. It was easy. I know the staff must remember.
Anonymous places, motels. You drive in, out, away. Don't have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. That's why they're so popular with some people.
Oh, Jane was with me.
Yes, well, we'll just have to check with immigration now, though that will take a little longer, of course. But they'll know when Jane Howard arrived in this country. Or if. Michael, immigration. And Michael, what about Davis?
On his way.
Well, keep me informed.
I'd like to speak to her alone.
Use the bar. You can even have a drink if you like. Isn't that right, Mrs. Lewis? Follow me, would you? And while you're talking, we shall be taking a look around. That will include your room, Miss Moore.
Yes,
Michael.
of course.
We can have a nice long chat and no interruptions. Do sit down.
I didn't have any luck. They're not biting. Not the fish, anyway. See you later.
Tell me more about Jane. Describe her.
Well, she's, about my height, dark, 25 years old.
About the same as you.
Well, I'm 26.
And you both came from Los Angeles.
Yes. Look. Don't you think we should be out looking for Jane? I mean, we
Please,
just sit here talking
sit
and...
down, Miss Moore.
All right.
What do you do in Los Angeles?
I'm a stenographer.
And you've been touring Europe for 6 weeks?
Almost.
They must pay you well.
That was Jane. She wanted to come to Europe, but she didn't want to come by herself, so she financed both of us.
So this Jane is wealthy, is she?
Well, she's on the lucky side of the family, yes.
What about your side? Your father, for instance. What does he do?
I really don't know now. I haven't seen him in about 10 years. Not since he divorced my mother.
But you see her?
Not very often. She remarried. Sort of drifted.
So you're an emotional orphan, then?
Well, I hardly think of myself as an orphan. I mean, I usually think of orphans as being, well, you know, children.
Would you describe yourself as a lonely girl, Miss Moore?
I'm not particularly gregarious, if that's what you mean.
And Jane's your closest friend?
Yes. Look, I've known her all my life. We get along. Look, what kind of policeman are you, anyway?
I'm not a policeman, Miss Moore. I'm a psychiatrist.
Found anything?
Not yet.
Well, I'll finish up in here. You get along to room number 7. That's where the other one's supposed to have stayed.
How much longer will they be?
It doesn't matter, does it?
Hmm?
No matter how long they take, they're only going to find out the same thing. Aren't they, Arthur?
You know as much as I do, huh?
Oh, Michael, found anything?
Afraid not. The bed hasn't been slept in. Not a crease in it.
Mm-hmm.
The towels haven't been used either.
No hairs around the sink either. They usually are with women. Remember that, Michael?
Yes.
Yes, sir. You've not been calling me sir much lately. I'd like you to call me sir occasionally.
Yes, sir.
So, she was lying, making it up.
Or she's mental. Sir?
Excuse me.
Well,
I don't know.
that's what I got you here for, so we would know.
But I've only spoken to her for a few minutes.
Look, I'm not asking for an established opinion. I guess
She's
we'll
upset
do.
and distraught.
Oh, I knew that. That's not what I
You
asked
should have told her who I was.
Oh, Davis, Davis.
All right, she has a background of rejection. Her father's divorced. Her mother is no longer a force in her life.
Oh, save all that for the jury. Is she raving mad or isn't she?
She's not mad. No, certainly not mad.
Mentally disturbed, then.
Well, it's possible.
Would she invent another girl?
No, I'm sure Jane Hart exists. Or existed.
A nut, hmm?
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry. I'm an old hand at cracking nuts. Shall I? Thank you, Michael. Right, now, Miss Moore. Just a few more questions.
Why do you keep asking me questions? Why me? He's the one you should be asking. He knows what happened to Jane.
Yes, but you're the one making the accusations, aren't you? So we'll have the whole story all over again from the first day you arrived in this country.
How deep will they dig?
Well, they have no need.
I've told you. I keep telling you.
Tell me again. You arrived here about 9:30 last night, right?
Yes,
You and Jane.
that's right. We checked in. He took our bags up.
You saw nobody else at all.
Well, there was the old lady, though.
Ah, but she doesn't remember seeing Jane. You admitted that. Was there nobody else in the bar then?
I don't know. I didn't notice. But Jane was with me. You've got to believe that.
I see. Yes, fine. Thanks.
Well?
Immigration. Jane Howard, American citizen, did arrive in this country on the day she said.
Davis said she existed. He was right, wasn't he? So, there's a Jane Howard. I wonder what happened between them.
Sir?
To make her concoct this yarn. When did you quarrel?
What?
You and Jane, what was the fight about?
Fight? We didn't fight.
Oh, come on. Two girls living in each other's pockets for 6 weeks or more. You telling me you didn't have a difference of opinion at least once?
We had disagreements,
Yes. Then you did quarrel.
No.
What about? Take too long in the bathroom, did she?
No, I don't remember. It was never that important.
But enough to make you part company, eh?
No.
She ran out on you, or did you run out on her? Well, which was it?
I didn't run out on her.
It was her then, Jane.
No.
She did the disappearing, didn't she?
No!
Quick, silly argument, and then one day she was gone. Yeah. Hurt your pride, didn't it? Threw you for a loop. Suddenly left all alone in a strange country. Something up here couldn't take it. Had to rationalize it. So you invented this story. Made trouble for a lot of people. Made yourself the center of attraction to compensate for your bruised ego. You're a liar, aren't you? Hey? All women are. The whole thing's just a load of dribble. You and Jane parted company long before you got here. You're just a dirty, stinking little liar.
No, please.
And don't please me. I hate wasted time. The sooner you start telling the truth, the better I'll like it.
I am telling you the truth. I am.
Sorry, the bar's closed for a while.
For redecorating or a private convention?
Just closed.
Oh, by the way, the castle stays open till 7:30. Tell your friend that, will you?
What?
Berringham Castle. She wanted to know what time it closes. 7:30.
My friend?
Yes, the girl that was with you last night. I didn't get her name, but...
You saw her? You actually saw her?
I just said so.
You see, I told you I'm not crazy.
What's your name?
That sounds like a policeman speaking.
Yes, that's right.
Eastman, Paul Eastman.
Yes, and you say you saw two girls arrive last night, Mr. Eastman. What time?
I don't know, after 9.
Mm-hmm. Where were you?
Upstairs in my room. It overlooks the front entrance.
Upstairs. It's getting pretty dark by then.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you might have been mistaken. It could have been just one girl you saw arrive.
Of course not. There were 2 of them. I watched them unload their car. But you can tell them that.
I have. But they don't believe me. They think I arrived here all alone.
But I met the other girl.
Met her?
I've told you. She asked me about the castle.
Where'd you meet her?
Upstairs. She was en route from the bathroom. We collided.
En route to where?
Her room.
Which room?
Next door to mine.
Number 7?
I don't know. I suppose so. Would you mind telling me what's going on?
The other girl, the one you spoke to, has disappeared.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Isn't that just great? You finally admit she exists. Now will you please find her? Please.
Your prints will be all over everything.
Ours? Well, you were here too. Only we weren't taking her seriously then. Were you, sir?
I hate you, Michael.
Take a look at this.
Hmm? What?
Just down there.
Hello.
See?
Yes. What do we know about Lewis?
Nothing.
Well, we want to know, don't we?
Yes, she did. Several.
What kind?
Well, there were a couple with just plain gold ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one with stones.
Stones?
Yes, well, they weren't real, just paste, but... Where did you find that?
Thank you.
Ah, Mrs. Lewis, I'd like another word with your husband. Sorry to badger you again, but I have a report to write, no matter how unlikely it may sound, you understand.
Some tea?
It's a rotten job. Filthy sometimes. Still, better than some, eh? I see life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a pity about her, Miss Moore. Pretty girl.
Yes.
You've noticed, then?
Oh, no, I mean, it's...
I'm sorry,
didn't
but
mean
you
that.
agreed with me. You said yes.
I always agree with the authorities.
Do you? Mm-hmm. I expect you see life too, eh? Running a hotel, all sorts.
Yes.
Honeymoon couples, dirty weekends. It must play havoc with your imagination. You have got an imagination. Yes, of course you have, I can tell. You think about things.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You know exactly what I mean. An old hotel like this, thin walls. I bet you've flattened your ear a few times.
No.
Or wanted to. It's the same thing in my book, wanting it or doing it. With this difference that if you do it, I'll come down hard and heavy on you, Mr. Lewis. Yeah. Still, that's all just theory, eh? Eh?
Look, I would like to help you in any way that I possibly can. But that girl...
A bracelet. A bracelet found upstairs in room number 7. Possibly belongs to your wife, no? No. What was it you said to Jane Howard? Gentlemen prefer blondes, but don't worry, I'm no gentleman.
I never saw her. She was never here.
Well, that's funny, because I've got a witness says she was. 2 witnesses.
2?
Yeah.
Mr. Dexter, I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Please
but the
come
mom...
in, Mrs. Lewis. That's quite all right. You could help me identify this bracelet, if you will.
Well, I've never seen it before.
It's not yours, then?
Mine? No.
No, I knew it wasn't. It belongs or belonged to Jane Howard, the tall, dark, pretty one. What happened to her, Mr. Lewis? What did you do to her?
No.
Jane Howard?
That girl is lying. I mean, you said yourself that she's a nutcase.
Ah, that was before. There's another witness now. Mr. Eastman. Paul Eastman. He saw her arrive.
He couldn't
He
have.
did, and
It's impossible. He couldn't have seen her.
He spoke to her, and what do you say about this, eh? No answer. And this. Look here. The register. There's a page missing, cut close down, hoping it wouldn't be noticed. Careless.
But...
What is it, Michael? Look outside.
Tell me. It's happened again, hasn't it? Tell me, tell me, tell me!
No!
Tell me!
I'd forgotten it. It may not mean anything, but last night I heard a scream.
A scream?
Yes, it woke me up. Miss Pendy, too. I thought then it might have been an animal.
What time was that?
Late. After 12.
The same thing all over again!
Michael, take Mrs. Lewis out, would you please?
Mrs. Lewis?
Oh. Yes, why don't you sit down, Arthur? It is Arthur, isn't it? If you don't mind if I call you Arthur. Have you ever been in trouble with the police before, Arthur? No? Oh, well, that's funny. They don't usually get things wrong.
This sake, that was 10 years ago.
Yes, that's right. Well, as a matter of fact, slightly more than 10. Let's see. Assault on a young girl. Bodily harm, too. In fact, you damn nearly killed it, didn't you? Yes, so you see, you have been in trouble before. Why didn't it come to trial?
She dropped the charges and refused to give evidence.
Oh, convenient. Still, that's typical woman, eh? Changeable, eh, Arthur? Never trust a woman, eh? What happened, Arthur? Tell me what happened. I'd like to know.
It was late. I'd been drinking. I just saw her by the side of the road and I stopped to give her a lift.
What? Oh, no, not that one. I've got all the dirty details on that one. No, Jane Howard.
I never told you I never saw her.
Oh, Arthur, come along. We can do better than that, can't we? Eh? Here, I'll tell you what. I'll theorise for a bit, shall I? Lead you up the little crooked path. Now, let's see. You showed her to her room, eh? And fancied her, didn't you, Arthur? So then what? You went away and you had a drink, perhaps? Yes, I think you would have a drink. A drink and a think about her, and then another drink, and another drink, and then back up the stairs to her room. It'll be late now, wouldn't it? After midnight, And she doesn't know what you want at first, but then she does, and then she screams.
Oh,
and that panics you. She screams, and then what?
No.
What did you do to stop her screaming?
She's dead. I know she's dead.
It was different this time, wasn't it? You killed her this time, because dead women can't drop charges or make them.
She was never here.
Yeah,
never here.
Bet that sobered you up, because you had to get rid of the body, didn't you? But not far. There wouldn't be time to take it far. Just tell me where you put the body, Arthur, will you? It would save us such a lot of time and trouble if you just tell me where you put the body.
I never saw Jane Howard.
Oh, Arthur.
Arthur!
You want a lawyer, Arthur? Whatever for? There's been no charge, mate. I mean, call a lawyer by all means. But all that we can tell him is you have been assisting us with our inquiries. We'll chat again later, eh?
No charge?
Well, there's been no crime proved, has there? It's all just hearsay and circumstantial. Find the body, then I can pin something on him. A mile radius to begin with, and then extend. All the help every man you can get. Don't worry. She'll not be far. Where'd you find him?
The road down by the river. I told them. They're searching that immediate area now.
Why did you run away, Arthur? Oh, Arthur, did you tire of my company?
I wasn't running. Just wanted to get away, that's all.
Run away, get away. What's the difference?
Wanted to be alone.
Like Garbo.
To think.
Get your stories straight, eh? I expect you've a lot to think about. Just offering you a drink, Arthur. You look as though you could do with one. No, need to keep a clear head, eh? Where did you go, Arthur?
No, just walked.
Find you by the river? What'd you go there for, Arthur? There was a scream last night, just after midnight, and then you silenced her. Hey? Hey?
Never saw her. She was never here. That girl is lying.
But he's not just heard anymore. Hey, you might have had a blackout. Ever think of that? Now, that would sound well at the trial, wouldn't it, eh? A blackout? A mental aberration? She was here, you did it, but your mind has blotted it out.
Blackout?
That sparks your interest, giving you something to hold on to. Well, all right, we'll play it that way. You don't remember, hmm? After all you've been drinking.
Yes, I had been drinking, yes. But I would remember.
Yes, Humphrey. Right. I shall be leaving you now for a little while, Arthur. But you won't run away again, will you? No, I know you won't.
There's no violence in him until he drinks. No badness, it's just the drinking. Nothing I can get for you.
No. But thank you.
Well, lucky you were around. I don't like to lose a key witness. Makes things untidy.
I suppose that amounts to a confession.
Oh, thanks. Well, I keep forgetting I've given up. Confession, it depends exactly on what he said.
We just said a lot of mad things.
But not, I killed her.
Perhaps I was just too busy getting that razor away from him.
Yeah. But he was going to attack Miss Moore.
Oh, yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah, that's nice. That helps.
His wife may say different.
Oh, wives. Their evidence is always tinged with prejudice in the eyes of a jury. You're not married, Mr. Eastman?
No.
No, I thought not. Neither am I. It's funny. You've not asked when you'll be able to see him. They usually do ask.
Alice, I'll be moving on. They have my address if I'm needed. You've got it too. It worked, Kathy. It worked perfectly.
Yes. I knew it would. Right from the start. Right from the start.
Was I frightened? I mean, really frightened. Another second. Lucky for me you were around, Paul. It is Paul, isn't it?
That's right.
This is Kathy, and I'm Jane.
Hi.
Dinner's on me tonight. To pay you back. After all, I owe you my life.
You're already paying me back, giving me this lift.
Do you travel around a lot?
All the time. I have a little money. Very little, not enough to run a car on, but I get around, see places. It's better than working.
Yes. Anything's better than working.
You wanted her to die. You weren't going to make a move to help her. It would have been the same as murder.
Yes. She has the money. If she dies, it comes to me.
That's a good reason. A very good reason. Is it a lot of money?
Never be back for dinner at this rate.
Forget it. What you're thinking, forget it. They'd nail you straight away. You've just too much motive. Besides, I've got a better idea. All that money, Kathy, there'll be enough to share, won't there?
Tell me.
Someone with more reason to kill her. Someone with a better motive.
You mean hanging on somebody else?
Not necessarily. Just enough to cast doubts, muddy up the issue, lead them away from you.
And I suppose you know someone like that. And just how is it that you learned so much about him?
His wife told me. It was during a weak moment.
Oh, I see. Well, I've been doing some thinking of my own. And I've come up with an idea. It's a wild, crazy idea. And it'll need very careful timing. Like a moment when he's alone at the desk. Is it possible?
It's possible.
Good. Then it'll work. Now, all you have to do is scout around and find a place where we can do it. Coming with us. He knows a great spot for a picnic.
Isn't it? Worse than marriage, more binding.
Look, I want to get out of here. I want to get away from this place.
All right.
I want to get out of here right now.
All right.
Now.
All right. But we have to leave separately. Me first. You can pick me up round the corner. Okay?
Okay.
Why here? You don't want to go back in there. Why?
I don't know. I have to.
If she dies... Kathy!
Eastman gave me those. Well, don't you see? From the same place you stayed at. Coincidence, don't you think? If he stayed at the same hotel, it means he might have met your friend Jane, got involved. Big coincidence. I want to talk to him about it, but I've not been able to find him yet. We know he got into a car resembling yours, with a girl resembling you. Yeah. You did pick him up, didn't you? Where did you drop him? Or is he still in there?
Where did I drop him? Where